What's going on, BE fam? So this is a very exciting day. This is the collaboration to one extent and the birth of another platform. So this is a piece that I've been looking to do for a while called Whipping Wisdom, and it's me in my most creative place, my car. And it's really me talking to me because I have my most thoughts and most ideas in my car, but hopefully saying something during this time, this short period, this 15 minutes that I talk, that you can take a hold of or you can grab something from it. And if not, worst case, it's like I'm in the car with you and you're just hanging out with me, or you're like, I wonder how Baylor's doing, and come to find out I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Whatever that means. But so this is called Whipping Wisdom. I do want to post a few of these on the BE platform, but like my whole idea, this is something I've been sleeping on for a while, I've been wanting to do, and it's just dawned on me that I'm going to use the majority of this content for my coaching platform. So right now I'm building my coaching platform, getting the website developed. I got the branding logo made, and I'm just getting a chunk of content together to put to that website when it's all said and done. But if you like these videos, so I will put some on here, and the ones that I do put here on the BE brand page, I'm going to put on both YouTube and Spotify, because some of the topics I'll reach will be like relevant to our podcast topic. So I don't want to deprive y'all of that information or whatever's going through my head in regards to that subject. But for the majority of it, I'm going to use this to my coaching brand, and it's going to be a subscription-based service on a subscription-based app that you know as OnlyFans. So with that being said, I'm not doing anything crazy. There's going to be no nudity, no schmeat pics, nothing wild. No, my content on OnlyFans is going to be strictly for educational purposes only. And I just wanted to tie into my coaching brand, which is called Humble Alpha. So that's in the works now. I'm getting the website built up, I'm getting the content produced, and we're moving from there. But like I said, I want to do Whipping Wisdom, which is this right here, me in my car talking, ideally to myself, but hopefully you get some from it. And and like I'll post it here too. So yeah, welcome Whipping Wisdom, and be on the lookout for Ramble Alpha, I guess is what we want to get at long term there. So with this first episode, I want to talk about fasting. So right now I'm doing a challenge called the 75 Hard. If you're familiar with it, it's a lifestyle challenge, social media created challenge, that's 75 days of strict protocol. Each day is the same thing, and you have to stay to it to a T. If you miss one aspect of it, you start fresh from day one, and you don't get out of the challenge until you do 75 days straight. So you have stick to a diet to a T, no cheat meals, no alcohol, 2 workouts a day, at least 45 minutes, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor, gallon of water a day, read 10 pages a day, and then progress pictures daily. Some forms of the challenge, because if you go look it up on Google, some will have different things you got to hit. Some forms of the challenge require cold showers daily. If you know where I'm at, my car says 100 degrees outside, and that's without heat index. So if I were to look at my app, it'd probably say it feels like 115. I'm taking cold showers daily, because if you walk out and it's that hot, the last thing you want to do is get in some hot water. So cold showers is easy. But all this to go back to, my diet is intermittent fasting, with no more than an 8-hour eating window. And you might think that's easy, but like, if you haven't fasted before, let me tell you, it's not. And like, it's not. So yeah, don't judge. Like, don't knock it till you try it. And so all this to say that fasting has been a big part of my life for at least 10 years now. So don't think I took an easy way out by saying I'm fasting, because even though I'm doing a diet that I'm already familiar with, I'm fine tuning it. So like no more than an 8-hour eating window, maximum 8-hour eating window. And in that window of eating, I've cleaned up everything. Whereas when I normally fast outside this challenge, I on average have about a 5-hour eating window. So that's just 5 hours of the day that I'm allowing myself to eat food. And some days during that window, I'm gonna eat Chick-fil-A because I need calories for the amount that I burn. And Chick-fil-A is the most convenient option at that point. But that's not saying go out and eat Chick-fil-A, and that's not saying I'm eating Chick-fil-A during this. I said I fine-tune this challenge, so this is not no cheats, no alcohol, none of that. But outside of the challenge, yeah, I might eat Chick-fil-A or I might go get Chipotle because I need the calories, and at the same time, the calories I do take in are being utilized. The fats, the carbs, the proteins, everything, every bit and piece of what I'm eating is being utilized to my body for fuel. So that's one of the glorious things about fasting to me, is because if you do it properly and you do it with a discipline and the mindset that you don't really, because we live in a culture where we overindulge in a lot of aspects, whether it be alcohol, whether it be food, whether it be sleep. Like we overindulge in a lot of things. We don't really realize it because we're so conditioned to it. So for food, you know, we don't realize how much we really don't need to eat. Like I work out fasted every day. And during my days that I have a 5-hour eating window, I'm not eating until like 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and I work out twice during the day. So I'm good at that point. And like I'm just drinking water. Occasionally I'll have like an energy drink when I start to get a little fatigued, like this C4 Smart Energy. Plug. But the Smart Energy is cool because it's not a pre-workout drink per se. It's more cognitive based. So you got your cognizant in there for mental focus versus the beta-alanine that's going to get that blood rush and that tingle feeling, which I can't do anymore. I'll be sitting there like this in the gym looking like a straight fiend. But yeah, so like it's a great resource, it's a great tool, and if you're interested in fasting, I definitely recommend trying it. So I've been doing it for ever since I stopped playing football in college, my second year, and I was in between schools trying to play more local, and I was opening a gym. So at the gym, I'd have to be there at 4:30 every morning, Monday through Thursday, to get the gym open by 5:15, and then I wouldn't leave the gym until about 1 or 2 because I was working out after my shift, and I wouldn't get home until about 2:33, and that's when I would finally eat my meal. So that's, with you add sleep on top of that, you're getting like 8 hours of sleep. That's your 16 to 18 hour fasted state right there. And that's the thing too, like people see the numbers like 20 and 4, like your 20-hour fast, but like if you take care of your body and you take care of your sleep, 8 hours of those 20 or 8 hours of those 16, if you're going the low end, a 16 and 8 hour fast, you're sleeping. So like you only have to do 8 hours awake that you don't eat, and then you get a whole 8 hour window to eat. So like don't overthink the numbers, but discipline yourself. And it's tough, and I always recommend to people, like if you're gonna start fasting, start in the lower end. So start with like at most 14-hour fasted, 10-hour eating window, but don't stay there long. Like do that for a week, like just a week, just to get the idea that you're gonna fast. Then go to 16 and 8. Do that for 2 weeks. Then go, if you feel like that's working for you, then you want to stay there, but if you feel like you can go a little bit more, then go 18 and 6. And then if you really want to step it up and really challenge yourself after doing that 18 and 6 for about 3 weeks, then try that 20 and 4. And I wouldn't go 20 and 4 for more than a week unless you feel like that's the one. Like that right there is my shit. Like that's the one that I'm gonna do every day. Yeah, if that's the case, welcome to the club, because that is so cool. You don't need that food. And like my biggest thing I enjoy about fasting is this, like I'm here, like people think I'm batshit crazy some days, and I might be, but like, it's here, baby. Like, the way my mind works, I'm a creator, and it's focus, it's discipline, it's love, and it's an enjoyment for this thing we call life, man. So think what you want. Fasting's great. Fucking sign it right there. Endorsed. When fasting becomes a brand, I'm gonna endorse that shit, or be endorsed by that shit, whatever. Be my sponsor. But yeah, fasting. So I highly recommend. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's going into my 75 hard. I'm on day about 34, I think. And like, it really is cool. It is a wonderful tool and resource for those that want to spice things up in their nutrition realm. And that's not to say, so I did say earlier, just to backtrack, that I ate Chick-fil-A on my days that I fast for 20 hours and 4. You're not eating Chick-fil-A every day. You're not. Like, it's not sustainable. It's not what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to get at, when you do fast to that strict of a discipline and of a regimen, that you can get away with fast like that. You can get away with days where you're eating not the most healthy of food, you know, because you've built up a tolerance and your body needs calories regardless. But for the most part, when I'm not fasting, like, I'm on a heavy plant-based diet. So like, if I'm not doing my cheat meal Chick-fil-A, I'm eating some type of vegetarian or vegan dish somewhere, whether it be like Beyond Food, like Beyond Meat, or No Evil Foods. If you haven't heard of their brand, they got a really good chorizo. If you want to make some like solid vegan-esque or vegetarian-esque chili dip, fire. Yeah, so heavy plant-based, and it's good. It's good. There's something that so my longest fast that I've done was a fast as a protocol. It's a 2-week protocol, 14-day fast protocol, written by PDF by Elliot Hulse. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Great guy, great presence on YouTube, very knowledgeable. He's a former power lifter. I think he did bodybuilding for a bit, but strong dude, very big in the male identity culture and owning your masculinity. So he put out a protocol for a 14-day fast, where essentially week 1, you're doing essentially a 3-day fast, eat, 3-day fast, then you prepare or 2-day fast, and then you prepare yourself for a full 5 to 7-day fast in that following week. So week 1, you kind of build up your fasting tolerance. Week 2, you go all out and you challenge yourself. And I was already fasting at that point, so to me, that was a new challenge. And I like a good challenge because, you know me, so I did a burpee challenge, I did a vegan January challenge. Right now I'm doing 75 hard, so like, I'm a challenge guy. If you got any health or physical challenge, hit me up, because I'm down for a challenge. Because if you're not challenging your body or your mental, what are you really doing? You know, but that's my opinion. So I like it. So if you need someone to do something with that's challenging or whatever, let me know. To get back to, so the fasting challenge was new, and it seemed like something that would be beneficial just for the fact of knowing, you know, because like, this had been my longest fast going on 5, because my longest fast out of that was just my 24-hour fast. Like, I've done a 24-hour full day fast before. I never thought about fasting for 2 days or 3 days or extended period of time. When you got holidays like Ramadan, and then some Christian cultures fast for like Easter time. Anyway, but just to get that kind of discipline engraved into my mental and in my process, and I did it. So I followed it, and if you look for it, go to his website. I'll get it in my bio or in the description of the video, so you can check it out. Hopefully it's still on there. Regardless, you can go check out his page and get more information about him. But where's it going? Yeah, so 14 days. In that second week, days 1 and 2 were good. I got through them fairly easy, like water, caffeine, teas, good. Day 3, grueling. Like, you want to talk about stomach pains and like just that mental, like, oh, I want to eat everything, because your body naturally starts the digestion process at the thought of food. So you can think about eating and your body's going to start salivating, and that's the beginning of the digestion process. And with that triggers this, and then that triggers this. It's the whole thing. So day 3, I'm sitting here smelling food. I hear people talking about food. I didn't really have the fatigue. I think I was good on my like caffeine schedule, so I kept myself up when I would have potentially felt down. But I wasn't abusing caffeine. It wasn't like I needed an energy drink every hour on the hour. I probably had 2 caffeinated beverages a day, and at that point it was yerba mate tea, Guayaki yerba mate tea, great brand, check them out. Great flavor, that classic gold. Tastes like a flat Coke, but for some reason as a kid, like that taste like sits with me and I like it, so whatever. But day 3 was the toughest day. And then after I got through day 3, waking up day 4, I was a fucking superhero. Like, I was working out with energy that I haven't felt in weeks to months to years. And then day 4 was just great. Like, I felt like a whole new person. And then cognitively, my focus was there, my creativity was there, just the drive to like do more and be more was there. And then day 5, just the same. Like, nothing changed. I felt rested, I felt revived. But then come the end of day 5, that's when I did break my fast and I had some broth. If you do fast for a prolonged period of time, if you don't find the protocol, listen to these words right here. Do not eat solid food to break your fast. Liquid food, whether it be like a bone broth, some type of broth, or a protein shake, something light, something liquid, something that has some caloric substance, just so your body can rebuild the process of digestion without you just throwing mounds and mounds of hardcore solid food in there and have it work its chain off, you know? Like, don't do that. So if you take anything from this, if you do a prolonged fast, liquids first, wait like 30 minutes to an hour for that to kind of process, then solids. But it was cool, man, and I highly recommend checking out that page. I don't want to ramble too long on this because this was kind of like the end of it. But all that to say, you can push your body to limits that you don't normally think you could. And it's the matter of building discipline and having a structure around it, having a plan going into it, and having the resources. Like, don't just do anything blind. Like, do a little bit of research to figure out what it is that you're getting yourself into, and then also do a little bit of reflection of what you've done in the past, and if it makes sense for you to do it that way, or if it makes sense for your body and for what you're doing. Don't do it because it's a fad. Like, fuck a fad. Like, it's your life. Your life's not a fad. Your life's your fucking life. So take care of that, honestly and truly. But try it. Try fasting. Not that hardcore. Don't disregard everything I just said prior. I meant that. I'm just going back now to the beginning principle of fasting. Like, start out light. Start out with that 20 or that 10, 14, and then go from there. Like, I love it. I will continually do it for the rest of my life. And if you have any nutrition questions, ask me as a coach and as a trainer. I'm not nutrition certified, so I can't give you full-on advice, but I preach fasting for everything that I do. And I will, to the day I die, preach fasting because I've seen the results from it. I have seen the benefits from it, and I just highly enjoy it. It's something that works for me, and I hope it's something that can work for you. So again, thank you guys for listening to the first segment of Whipping Wisdom. I know I got to ramble a little bit longer there. It won't usually be that long, usually looking at like 10 to 15 minutes, but someday the mind goes. And like I said, this is just me talking to me, but hopefully resonating with you. And again, this is going to be more so for my coaching platform, Humble Alpha, but I will, on the days that it's not relevant for Humble Alpha and it's more relevant for the Be Real brand or the BE brand, but the Be Real podcast, I will be posting it to YouTube and Spotify. So be on the lookout for Humble Alpha, and thank you for listening to Whippin' Wisdom 1. Adios.